In January 1863, the Metropolitan Railway opened the very first underground railway in the world, and we're going to take a 21st century trip along the route, from Paddington to Farringdon. And let me introduce my digital assistant, Donna, who's going to help out with the narration. I hope you're good at those London pronunciations, Donna.
Listen, I've been trained in thousands of hours of neural programming by some very talented people. King's Cross St. Pancras. Was that good enough?
Yeah, not bad.
How about Great Portland Street? Did I get the intonation wrong there?
No.
Well, perhaps. Edgware Road. You should just let me get on with it.
Okay, Donna. Take it away.
Okay, thanks. Isambard Kingdom Brunel had been involved in the planning and construction of the Great Western Railway, which connected London to the West Country. But the GWR terminus in London was located at Paddington Station, which was far west of the centre. We are arriving here at platform 16 on the GWR terminus at Paddington. Other railway companies also favoured termini in the city centre. But the rules then in place forbade running railways into the City of London. So a plan was made to build an underground railway. The Metropolitan Railway, the first underground passenger railway in the world, was built to connect to the main railway stations north of central London. We are leaving Paddington on the first section of the Metropolitan Railway, opened on the 10th of January 1863. Paddington, Euston, King's Cross, and St. Pancras were linked up by the new railway to Farringdon Street. This was as near to the City of London as was allowed in the early 1860s. A red signal? That's still a familiar experience on the Underground. One train that didn't have to stop for a red signal is shown here. This photo dates from 1862 as dignitaries are taken along the new railway. According to Betjeman, this depicts Edgware Road Station, and William Ewart Gladstone, then Chancellor of the Exchequer, is on the right of the man wearing a white hat. The railway was constructed using cut and cover. This involved digging a trench in a road, laying out the tracks, covering them over with a roof, and finally restoring the road. The route that the railway follows is largely under the Marylebone Road and Euston Road. Closing them to build the railway caused a lot of disruption. So here we are at Edgware Road Station. A few years later the District Railway came along and Edgware Road became one of its termini, hence the complicated platform arrangement here. District trains still leave here for Wimbledon. And Circle Line trains take a break here before reversing. Some final words about the construction. The original Metropolitan Railway was designed and built by John Fowler and his partner Benjamin Baker, who were both civil engineers. There were concerns about undermining and vibrations causing subsidence of nearby buildings, but by digging under main roads, nothing of the sort really happened. The trench dug was 33 feet 6 inches wide, with brick retaining walls supporting brick arches and iron girders, spanning 28 feet 6 inches. The tunnels were wider at stations to accommodate the platforms. Within the tunnel, 2 lines were laid with a 6-foot gap between. To accommodate both standard gauge trains and the broad gauge trains of the GWR, the track was 3-rail mixed gauge, the rail nearest the platforms being shared by both gauges. The 3 3/4 mile railway opened with stations at Paddington, Edgware Road, Baker Street, Portland Road, now Great Portland Street, Gower Street, now Euston Square, King's Cross, now King's Cross St. Pancras, and Farringdon Street, now Farringdon. The railway was an instant success, carrying 38,000 passengers on the opening day. In the first 12 months, 9.5 million passengers were carried. From May 1864, Workmen's return fares were offered on early morning services from Paddington at the cost of a single ticket, threepence. We are traveling under the Euston Road at this point. The railway, being a steam railway for the next 40 years, was not a healthy environment for its passengers. The railway was designed to have frequent openings to the street level, where trains could dispense their smoke. But that didn't much improve matters. The American-born journalist, Ralph David Blumenfeld, wrote in his diary on June 23, 1887.
I had my first experience of Hades today, and if the real thing is to be like that, I shall never again do anything wrong. The compartment in which I sat was filled with passengers who were smoking pipes, as is the British habit, and as the smoke and sulfur from the engine filled the tunnel, all the windows have to be closed. The atmosphere was a mixture of sulfur, coal dust and foul fumes from the oil lamp above, so that by the time we reached Moorgate Street I was near dead of asphyxiation and heat.
We are coming into the only station where the platforms are split from each other. It's the only station where the platforms are on the right of the train. This marks the end of the cut and cover section from Paddington. This next part is the longest section between stops on the original railway. It is largely open air. It approaches the northern boundary of the city. East of King's Cross the line continues in a 728-yard tunnel under Mount Pleasant in Clerkenwell. It will then follow the valley of the River Fleet, beside Farringdon Road, in an open cutting, and to near the meat market at Smithfield. The next station is our destination, Farringdon. I'll sign off now. I hope you enjoyed the ride.